How many times have you heard it? Consistency is key. Go to the gym every day, post every day, meal prep every Sunday, read 10 pages a day to learn, wake up at 5 every morning. Never miss, never stop, never fall behind. Sounds great until life happens. Because life doesn't care about your perfect schedule. Kids get sick, businesses get busy, parents pass away, cars break down, emergencies happen, you get injured, you don't sleep, you eat fast food, you miss a workout, you miss a week. And then what? Do we just quit because we weren't perfect? I don't think consistency is perfection. I think consistency is coming back. And I think we've been defining it all wrong. Welcome back to Crumbcake and Chaos. I'm Carrie Shelley, mom of 4 and 2 angel babies, entrepreneur, side hustle queen, world record holder, owner of Enchanted Cakes and Treats, and the Cake and Wedding Cottage, and someone who's had to really remind herself what consistency actually looks like over the last few weeks. Because honestly, I have not been perfect. Not even close. I've missed workouts. I've eaten fast food and junk food. I've gone almost 3 weeks without recording a podcast, even though I've recorded this one several times with a few errors. I've had days where getting my steps in was the biggest accomplishment of the day. And for a minute, for like a whole hot minute, I started feeling really shitty and guilty. Like I had fallen behind. Like I wasn't being consistent anymore. Like I was failing. And then I had to ask myself, who made this damn rule? Who decided consistency had to mean every single day? Who decided that one missed workout erased 6 months of hard work? Who decided that one bad week meant that you failed? Perfection is impossible. Consistency is simply refusing to quit. And I think that's where we get really stuck, because we think if we can't do it perfectly, then there's no point in doing it at all. And that's simply not true. And I have definitely been guilty of this. And you know what I think we've done? I just think that we've turned consistency into perfection. And those two are completely different things. We act like consistency means never missing a workout, never eating fast food, never skipping a day, never getting behind, never having an off week, never missing an email, or never missing a phone call or a payment, never getting behind financially, never struggling. Life doesn't work like that. Life is messy. Life is unpredictable. Life doesn't care that you plan to meal prep on Sunday. Life doesn't care that you wanted to go to the gym at 6 a.m. Life doesn't care that you had every intention of recording your podcast this week or last week or the week before. Sometimes life just happens. And honestly, sometimes it's just because you're too damn tired to continue. Because the last few weeks have been hard on me. And staying consistent has been a damn struggle. Not in the, like, my whole life is falling apart kind of hard. Just heavy. And hopefully I don't sound like a broken record, because I know sometimes I repeat myself and that's the last thing I want. But I really need you guys to understand that you are not alone. It's not all peaches and roses. It's not always okay. And you can talk about it. You can bitch about it. You can whine about it. Life is hard. Kids are hard. Running a business is hard. And this community, this is your safe space to vent. You are not alone. We are not alone. Not a single business owner hasn't gone through this or isn't going to go through this. This is just your reminder that it is just a season. A really hard, shitty season. A not so fun season, but still just a season. You know, those seasons where it feels like life isn't throwing you one big problem, it's throwing you 50 little ones. Nothing by itself will break you, but together, they are heavy. They become really heavy. That's exactly where I've been recently. I've been trying to keep up with the two businesses, trying to be a good wife, trying to be a good mom, trying to keep working out, trying to eat right, trying to keep up with the podcast, trying to keep customers happy, which seems to be a really big struggle recently, trying to keep my employees happy, and trying to keep myself happy. And somewhere in the middle of trying to keep everybody else afloat, I forgot to check in on me. And we do that, especially as business owners and moms, we do that way more than we would like to admit. We keep telling ourselves, let's just get through today. Just get through this week. Once things settle down, I'll rest after this project. I'll get back on track on Monday. I'll get back on track after the 1st. But then another week comes, and another project, and another problem, another deadline. And before you know it, you've been surviving for weeks and months and maybe even years. Sometimes you're not falling behind. You're simply carrying more than anyone realizes, including yourself. But that's okay, because the breaking consistency hasn't erased all of the hard work that you've already done. Think about it this way. Imagine your child tells you they want to learn to play the guitar, and they're excited. They practice every day for the first week. The second week, they don't practice. They get really sick. The third week, you guys are on vacation. The fourth week, they practice like 3 or 4 times. The fifth week, they only pick it up once because school started back and life got really busy. Would you look at them after a month and say, well, I guess you're never going to learn? Of course not. You'd say, pick it back up. Because nobody becomes great at something by being perfect. They become great because they keep coming back. The guitar does not care that you missed Tuesday. It doesn't care that you didn't practice for a week. You didn't lose everything that you've already learned. It only cares that you picked it back up. Mastery isn't built by perfection. It's built by repetition. And isn't that exactly how life works? A bad workout is still better than no workout. A 20-minute walk is better than sitting on the couch because you couldn't make it to the gym or because you just didn't have the energy to lift weights. Tracking your calories while eating fast food is still better than throwing the whole day away because you ate one bad thing and it wasn't perfect. Sending one marketing email is better than sending 0 because you couldn't finish the whole campaign. Recording one podcast 3 weeks later is better than deciding that you'll never record another one. Progress doesn't always look impressive. Sometimes progress looks like doing the bare minimum because the bare minimum is all you have that day. And that's okay. As long as tomorrow you pick the guitar back up, or at least in a few days. We've become such an all or nothing society. If we can't do it perfectly, if it's not perfect, we don't do it at all. If we can't have it now, we don't want it. We miss one workout, so we skip the whole week, or we just give up. We eat one donut, so we decide the diet's ruined, and then we order a pizza. Or we just stop the diet. Oh well, fuck it. We have one bad day in business, and suddenly we're questioning everything we've built, even if we have 15 years of success under our belts. One bad decision doesn't ruin your progress. Giving up does. The people who succeed aren't the people who never fall off track. They're the people who refuse to stay off track. And that's the difference. It's not about never missing. It's about never deciding that you're done. That's what consistency really is. Not perfection, persistence. Not never falling, always getting back up. So let me tell you what consistency has looked like for me lately. Because honestly, it hasn't been pretty. Like at all. The last couple of months have been some of the busiest months I've had in years. I'm trying to run the two businesses, not just own them, run them, work in them, run the register, answer the phones, make the cakes, do the baking, do the dishes. I'm learning an entirely new inventory. I'm building an entirely new POS system and website. I've got new vendors and new customers and new systems and processes, new employees, new schedules. I'm trying to organize a business that's been around for almost 50 years while still running the bakery every single day. And I normally have B with me for at least half the day on top of it. And then I'm trying to come home and I'm trying to be a wife and I'm trying to be a mom and I'm trying to help everybody in the house. I'm trying to cook and clean. I'm trying to make time to work out and eat right. I'm trying to make time to record the podcast and answer messages and do the laundry and all the stuff and things and pay the bills and sleep at some point. And here's what I realized. There are seasons where you can give 100%, and then there are seasons where 100% just simply isn't available. And it doesn't make you lazy. It doesn't make me lazy. It makes us human. You can only give what you have. You can't give what you don't have. And some days my consistency looked like a full workout. Other days it looked like barely getting steps in because that's all I had. 11:59 p.m. I'm still on the treadmill just trying to get just the bare minimum steps in. Some days it looks like I'm cooking dinner. Other days it looked like tracking my calories while eating Chick-fil-A in between appointments in the car. And guess what? I still tracked it because that's consistency too. Some days I had time to answer every email. Other days, I answered the most important ones. And I told myself the rest can wait until tomorrow. Sometimes it took 2 or 3 days. Some days I had these grand plans for the podcast. And then 3 weeks went by. And I had a decision. Because the only thing worse than posting late would be never posting again. Done imperfectly will always beat never done at all. And that's where so many people get stuck. And we wait until life calms down, until the kids get older, until work slows down, until we have more time, until we have more money, until we're feeling motivated again, until our energy's back, until Monday, until next month, until the holidays, until. But life is always going to give you another reason to wait. If I waited until everything settled down, I'd never record another podcast again. I'd never work out. I'd never start another business. I would have never had kids. I would have never bought the house when we moved a few years ago. I'd never do anything because life doesn't stop lifing. Sometimes consistency isn't about waiting for the perfect season. It's about learning how to move forward in the imperfect one. And that's the lesson that I'm still learning, because this is a season that I've never been in, where I'm running two businesses. I've never had two businesses. I've never had the stress and the pressure and all of the things going on that I do right now. So I'm still in a season of learning as well. You can't expect every season to look the same, because they won't. Just like when I first started my weight loss journey, I had more time, or at least more routine, more structure. Now that I have this other business going on, I don't. Does that mean I quit? No. It means consistency looks different. It means instead of lifting weights for an hour, I walk for 30 minutes, or I take Bennett for a walk in the stroller. Maybe instead of meal prepping everything, I make the best choice I can at the drive-thru or the sub shop. Maybe instead of recording every week, I miss a week or 3. And then I come back, because life changes and consistency has to be flexible enough to change with it. We need to stop asking ourselves, am I doing enough? And start asking, am I still moving forward? Because those are two very different questions, and one of them is a whole lot healthier than the other. And I don't repeat myself over and over and over again just to hear myself talk. I say these things because I need the reminder too. Some of you listening are just like me. You are stubborn as hell. Business owners are resilient. But you're hard on yourself. And you're holding yourself to impossible standards. You're beating yourself up over things that if they happen to your best friend or your child, you'd tell them to give themselves some grace. But for some reason, we don't extend that same kindness to ourselves. And I don't want you to feel alone. I don't want you to think that you're the only one who has weeks where you're questioning everything, because you're not. I don't want you to spiral because one bad day turned into one bad week. I don't want you to give up on your business, your goals, your health, your marriage, yourself, or your life, like my friend did when he felt too much pressure, simply because you are in a hard shit season. Here's what I need you to hear. You are not alone. Listen again. You are not alone. The people you admire struggle. The people you look up to have bad weeks. The people who seem like they have it all together have days where they're barely holding it together. The difference isn't that they never struggle. The difference is they keep coming back. And that's exactly what I want for you. Not perfection, not flawless consistency, just the courage to come back tomorrow and try again. Reset and go. So, consistency is key, or is it? Because I think we've been saying it wrong all along. Consistency isn't waking up every single day feeling motivated. Consistency isn't never missing the workout. Consistency isn't eating perfectly every meal. Consistency isn't posting every day, 3 times a day for your business on social media. Consistency isn't getting everything right. Consistency is deciding I'm not done. It's getting back up after the bad day. It's choosing the healthier meal after the fast food meal. It's going for a walk when you didn't have time to go to the gym. It's recording the podcast 3 weeks later instead of never recording one at all. It's choosing to believe that one hard season doesn't erase years of progress. Success doesn't come from never falling off track. It comes from always finding your way back. So if you're listening to this today and you've been beating yourself up because life has gotten in the way, take a deep breath. Give yourself some grace. And then tomorrow, pick the damn guitar back up. Take the walk. Cook the meal. Open the laptop. Write the email. Make the phone call. Go to the gym. Whatever your next right step is, take it. Because little steps taken consistently, woohoo, over time become big results. You don't get to the mile by not taking one step at a time. Your consistency doesn't have to look like mine or anyone else's. Don't compare. We already know how dangerous that is. If Billy Bob over there lost 30 pounds in 8 weeks and I took 6 months, doesn't mean I did something wrong. Our consistencies look different. Doesn't have to look like it does on Instagram. It doesn't have to look like somebody's fake life either. It only has to move you one step closer than you were yesterday. And that's enough. That's more than enough. It goes on your timeline, not someone else's. So keep going. And if this episode resonated with you, if you're in a season where you feel like you fell off track, or you know someone who does, or you just need a reminder to keep going, keep trying, share this episode. Because a lot of people need to hear that they're not failing, that they're just human. And if you're enjoying Crumbcake Chaos, please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and leave a review wherever you're listening. Every single share, every comment, every review helps this community grow. And that's what this is about. It's about us growing and learning and helping. I appreciate every single one of you more than you know. And as always, if you guys have any questions, need advice, need encouragement, or just need someone to remind you that one bad day doesn't define your journey, leave a comment or send me a message. I'm always here to help, even in my busy seasons. Don't ever feel like I'm not too busy. I'm, yeah, don't ever feel like I'm too busy to help. I'm not. I promise I'm always here. It might take me a couple days, but I'm always here. Thank you for being part of the chaos with me. Until next time, don't chase perfection. Just keep coming back. And if you eat the crumbs, make sure you track them. Have a great night.